अच्छा. Today's topic is, I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Today topic is register. Okay. First, what is register? Previously, we discussed about the flip-flop. So flip-flop is a 1-bit memory cell. Okay, you can store 1-bit data in flip-flop. Register is what? Register is group of memory cell or group of flip-flop. When you store more than 1 bits, then you use a number of flip-flop. Okay, so a number of flip-flop for storing more number of bits, and it is called the register. Okay, so this group of flip-flop stores more than 1 bits. একটা flip-flop একটা bit, so more than 1 bits, more number of flip-flop are required. So flip-flop array is known as register. মানে number of flip-flop are used for storing a number of data bits, and it is called the register. Okay, hope it is clear. ठीक ना? अच्छा, next is this flip-flop. Suppose if 2 bits required, if you want to store 2 bits, then you need 2 flip-flop. If you want to store 3 bits, then you need 3 flip-flop. So this group is called register. Group of flip-flop is called the register. Now, on the basis of where the data is entered or write and retrieved, how the data is entered in the flip-flop or data is out from the flip-flop. Out mane read, and in mane data is write in the flip-flop. So this is on the basis of the way the data is entered, means write or retrieve. The registers are classified as these 4 types. Okay, so depending on the how the data is read or write, these registers are of 4 types. First is the serial in, serial out, means SISO. Serial in, parallel out, means SIPO. Parallel in, serial out, PISO. And next is the parallel in, parallel out. So serial in, serial out means data is in the register serially, and data is out from the register serially. Same serial in, parallel out, data is in to the register serially and out to the register parallelly. Okay, same parallel in, serial out, data is in parallelly, out serially. Data is in parallelly, data is out parallelly. Okay, now the design of this these registers. So first register is SISO. SISO means serial in, serial out register. Now serial in, serial out, as by the name, the data is in the register serially. Data is out from the register serially. So this is the design of the serial in, serial out register. Okay, so this is design of the SISO register using JK flip-flop. You can see here JK flip-flop, JK. These are the input, Q and Q bar output. So for storing 4-bit data, you need 4 flip-flop. Okay. Now here you can see clock pulses. These all clock pulses of the 4 registered are clocked simultaneously. When this is 1, so all flip-flop will be get the 1 simultaneously. Okay, so these all are triggered simultaneously. Next, this is the symbol of negative trigger flip-flop. we already discussed negative trigger flip-flop is what? In case of negative trigger flip-flop, suppose this is the clock pulse. Okay, this is the clock pulse. One clock cycle starting. So here to here your pulse, here the value is 0 and here the 1. So from 0 to 1 it is rising. Your pulse is rising to here. If the value of the data will be changed at this point, it is called positive edge trigger. Positive edge trigger. Okay, here in case of this is 1 and this is 0. So when the data is come from 1 to 0, at that point the output will be changed. So it is called a negative trigger flip-flop. So from 1 to 0, at this age, your output will be changed in case of negative edge trigger flip-flop. So here this is the symbol of negative edge trigger flip-flop. Okay. Now we already discussed the function of this preset and clear pin. What is the function of preset and clear? It is used to set the initial output of your flip-flop. So if you want to clear the output means if you want to fix the across the output, suppose 0 or 0, 0, 0, then your clear point will be 0. Okay, so if you put the 0 on the clear, your this value will be 0. Okay, and for the normal operation, normal operation means you supply the input, you get the output. So for the normal operation, this clear pin will be set as this preset and clear pin will be set as 1 1. We already discussed this topic in the class. याद है या भूल गए preset and clear में? Have you remember it? Farhan, Sayoni, we already discussed the function of preset and clear. थोड़ा भी याद है या बिल्कुल 0? Yes, no? খাতাতে দেখে মনে করতে পারো। সায়নী মনে আছে?
Sir, preset to 0 or clear
Yes,
to
sir.
1.
For the normal operation, preset and clear pin operation is what? We use it for initialize the output. Output টা initially আমি 0 তে রাখতে চাই কি 1 এ রাখতে চাই, this is decided by the preset and clear. We can set it as per requirement by the pin preset and clear. এখানে আমরা initially 0 রাখবো কি 1 রাখবো, this is decided by the preset and clear. Okay, for the normal operation মানে you supply the input, you get the output. At that time this preset and clear will be set at the 1 1. So for the normal operation it is connected to VCC মানে 1, and this is also connected to VCC মানে 1. Okay, clear? Now for serial input, you can see your data is in serially from this pin. Your XI from this point, you provide the data serially. Serially means suppose your data is 0 1 1 1 4-bit data. So suppose तो पहले ये वाला data, this one will be transferred to this XI. Then उसके बाद ये वन जाने के बाद then this one will be transferred, then this one will be transferred, then last at 0 will be transferred. So your data is transferred serially. and serial in, serial out. So serial out, this is the output pin, final output pin. Your data is out serially, means whatever the data you are input, first the data is stored and the data is out from the output pin serially. মানে আগে এটা 1 পাবো, then 1 পাবো, then এই 1 পাবো, then 0. Okay. So this is the, yeah. So here, this is the clock pulse. Same clock pulse is connected to all the registers. All the registers. Now you can see here in this condition, initially with the help of this preset and clear pin, we set the all this QD, QC, QB and QA at 0, 0, 0, 0. Initially this all is set to 0, 0, 0 and 0. You can see in the this table. So when clock 0 means your all the set to the 0. Your QA, QB, QC, QD. कैसे 0, 0 करेंगे? If you connect this clear pin to 0, then these all are set to 0. Clear? So initially this all points are set to the 0. And this first bit 1 is put in the input pin Xi. 1 is put in the input pin Xi. So when initially 1 is the input to the Xi, this one, then all QD, QC, QB and QA means all this output, internal output is set to the 0 initial. You can see from this diagram, from the table. Next, when you provide the clock pulse, first clock pulse, then this one is transferred to QD. Here, after providing the first clock 1, this 1 will be transferred to this point. You can see from the diagram, when first clock pulse, this 1 is transferred to this one. And previously here it is 0. So this 0 is transferred to this point. So this 0 is transferred to QC. And this 0 is transferred to this point. So this 0 is transferred to this one. And this 0 is transferred to this. So after the first clock pulse, all this bit, this one is transferred to QD. This is transferred to this. This is transferred to this. So this all are shifted by 1 bit. So after the first clock pulse, you will get QD1, QC0, QB0, QA0. So after the first clock pulse, you are getting here 0. Is it clear? बहुत ज्यादा कुछ दिक्कत नहीं है. जस्ट मैंने ये पहला जो बीट था उसको इनपुट में देके उसको ट्रांसफर करवाया है. You can see from the diagram. Is it clear? Yes, no? ফারহান, সায়নী, বুঝতে পেরেছো কিছু?
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
একটু বোঝার কিছু নেই. Just initially when you not provide the clock pulse, just this Xi is your have the first input, D0 you can say, and all are set to the 0. All this QD, QC, QB, QA, this QD, QC, QB and QA is set to 0. कैसे 0 set करना है? By setting here 0. ठीक है, पहले ये कर लेंगे. After that, you provide the first clock. तो first clock pulse जब मिलेगा, then this will, यहाँ Xi था, this is shifted to this one. Clock pulse, after getting the clock pulse, it is executed. After getting the clock pulse, your flip-flop is executed and you are getting the output according to your input. Okay, so this is executed and according to this input, you are getting the output. Your output will be changed. So this one is shifted to this one. So after the flush output, this is xi is input, and you for this input you are getting the output at the qt. For this input you are getting the output at qt. Okay, but during the first clock pulse, इसके लिए आउट इनपुट क्या था? इसके लिए तो इनपुट 0 ही था, ये QD से कनेक्टेड है ना, तो पहले तो यहाँ पे 0 था, तो वही इनिशियली इनपुट था, तो इट विल बी शिफ्टेड टू दिस, इट विल बी शिफ्टेड टू दिस. So for the each and every clock pulse, these bits are shifted. For clock 1, here the xi will be next input, this one. Okay, xi will be next input. For clock 2, now this bolo. Suppose this
sir,
is yes.
Like for this, if we provide any clock pulse, say 1, so here VCC ওটা কি 1 ভোল্ট আমরা দিচ্ছি, তারপর ক্লিয়ারটা 1 হয়ে কি আউটপুট শিফট হচ্ছে 1 বিট করে, লাইক
Repeat. What's your question?
মানে স্যার লাইক if we provide the first clock pulse, so here the VCC is 1 volt or
हाँ. When देखो, when you provide the clock pulses, first ये এই ক্লিয়ারটা ইনিশিয়ালি আমরা 0 করেছিলাম ফর ক্লিয়ার দ্য অল QC QB এন্ড QA, মানে বাই ডিফল্ট এখানে আগে থেকে 1 বা 1 থাকতে পারে, তো সেটা ইনিশিয়ালি দিস অল QC QD QB is set to 0, for that you are providing the 0 at this point. সবাই 0 করার পরে again for the normal operation we connect this clear to VCC মানে high মানে 1. Okay, so for the normal operation this preset and clear is set to 1 মানে high voltage. Clear? ওইটা শুধু ইনিশিয়ালি আমরা 0 করে ওইটা সবাইকে 0 করে দিয়েছিলাম, ইনিশিয়ালি ক্লিয়ারটা 0 করে এই সবাইকে 0 করেছিলাম. ক্লিয়ার? তারপরে when you providing the starting the clock pulses for the normal operation, we set to this to the VCC. Now for the second clock pulse, now this second input is transferred to this QD. This is transferred to this one. This is transferred to this one. Means 1 bit shifting. And here this input means suppose D0, D1 and D2. So now here D2 is entered. Okay. And every bit is shifted by 1. For the third clock pulse, same. For the third clock pulse, this D0, D3 will be input, and this one is shifted to QD. This one is shifted here QC. This is shifted to QB, and this is shifted to QA. And after the fourth clock pulse, this 0 is shifted to this. Means here all the inputs. Here our inputs is this one. So here all the inputs are loaded in the flip-flop. All inputs are entered or right in the flip-flop. So after the 4 clock pulse, all inputs are in the flip-flop. Is it clear? Your input is what? 0, 1, 1, 1. So after the 4 clock pulse, all inputs are inside the flip-flop. Right in the flip-flop, entered in the flip-flop. You can see here 0, 1, 1 and 1. Okay. Now next is this clock diagram you can see. So here this is the diagram for xi. You can see your xi is this is clock 0, clock 1, clock 2, clock 3, clock 4. So for xi here you can see 0 में क्या 1 है 1 1 या 3 में पहले 1 है, क्लॉक 2 तक 1 है, उसके बाद ये 0, और यहाँ आफ्टर द क्लॉक 3 योर डेटा विल entered here, तो here by default it will be x बने मे बी 1 मे बी 0। फोर्थ जब क्लॉक पल्स है, यहाँ इनपुट जो है कुछ भी हो सकता है, इट इज मैंने हम लोग का काम यहाँ पे खत्म हो जा रहा है, उसके बाद 1 रहे 0 रहे नॉट मैटर, तो सपोज इट इज मे बी 0। ओके, आवर इनपुट इज अप टू दिस, यहाँ तक होने के बाद से उसके बाद 0 जा रहा है 1 आ रहा है, डजेंट मैटर। तो है this 3 up to this clock plus, then this 0 is here, then this one is maybe 0 maybe 1. Okay, next for this QD, this one is, you can see here, shifting by 1 here, QD. So QD is first clock at clock 0, it is 0, then 1 1 1, then 0. So you can see clock 0 it is 0, then 1 1 1, and then at last 0 it is. Okay. ये यहां से भी कर सकते हो बुक में, यहाँ पे। नेक्स्ट सेम योर QC सेम वे, 0 0, क्लॉक 0 में 0, क्लॉक 1 में 0, तो इन फर्स्ट टू केस इट इज 0, देन क्लॉक 2 में 1, क्लॉक 3 में 1, क्लॉक 4 में 1, तो इट इज 1। क्लियर? इट इज सेम फॉर QB, up to clock 2 it is 0, तो for QC or QB up to clock 2 it is 0, then it is change 1 1 1. Here it is same for QA. You can see up to clock 3 it is 0, तो up to clock 3 it is 0, then it is 1. इसको यहां से भी कर सकते हो, यहां से। Clear? Hope this is clear to all of you. How the data is entered and how the data, अच्छा, up to this, up to the clock 4, all the data is entered in the register. अब इसके बाद अगर आउट करना है तो फिर 4 क्लॉक पल्स दोगे तो ऑल डेटा विल बी आउट। फर्स्ट 5वां क्लॉक पल्स में क्या होगा, ये बाहर हो जाएगा, छठा क्लॉक पल्स में ये वाला बाहर हो जाएगा, 7th क्लॉक पल्स में दिस वन भी आउट, 8 क्लॉक पल्स में दिस वन भी आउट। So this 4 clock pulse is required for input of 4 bit data, and next 4 is required for out of 4 bit data. Clear? देख लो, if any issue you can ask. Is it okay?
sir.
बोलो। Okay. Can I continue? Proceed?
Sir,
बोलो बोलो।
I have a question. Like if we apply the fifth clock pulse, মানে fifth clock pulse pulse কি তারপর কি সেম মানে সিরিয়ালি সবকিছু আউটপুটটা আমি পাবো মানে
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, তারপরে সিরিয়ালি সবকিছু আউট হবে, ঠিক তো, এক একটা করে আউট হয়ে যাবে সব।
ট্রুথ টেবিল কি
দেখো,
সেমই থাকবে স্যার মানে?
না না, ইউ আর, হ্যাঁ সেটা তুমি এখানে অ্যাড করতে পারো, ঠিক তো, এটা জাস্ট ইনপুট করার জন্য দেখিয়েছি, ঠিক তো। এখানে হাউ দ্য ডেটা ইজ ইন এন্ড হাউ দ্য ডেটা ইজ আউট ফ্রম দিস, you have to understand this. The data is how in the flip flop and data is how out with the flip flop. Okay. You can see here n clock pulses are required to enter the n bit data. N clock pulses are required to read n bit data, যেটা বললাম। Once the data is read, it will be lost. এক একটা করে বাইরে হচ্ছে, তো একবার রিড করার পরে নেক্সট ক্লক পালসে ডেটা will be changed and the data will be lost. So these are the disadvantages of this type of system. I think it is clear. Yes, no? If any issue, you can ask. Can I proceed to next? Farhan, Pritha.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next is serial in parallel out. Means your data is in serially out parallelly. By name, serial in parallel out. Data is in serially out parallelly. Clear है? For the normal operation, preset in clear is set to 1. 1 माने VCC से connect हो जाएगा. Okay? For the normal operation. उसके पहले क्या होगा? इसको जीरो करने के लिए सर you will set this QCC at to 0 माने clear pin to 0 for reset the all QC all outputs. Okay? सबको जीरो करने के लिए यहाँ पे जीरो करेंगे, लेकिन नॉर्मल ऑपरेशन के लिए इसको VCC से कनेक्ट कर देंगे. क्लियर? Next here, serial in means your data is in serially from this XI pin from this first flip flop. Data is in serially. Data is out here parallelly. So these are the data out QA, QB, QC, and QD. Data is out from these points. So suppose any data, suppose 0, 1, 1, 1. So this first clock pulse, suppose this first clock pulse, this data will be transferred to this. Okay. In second clock pulse, this will be input and here this is transferred to this one. And the first clock pulse में क्या होगा? Here you are getting the 1. Second clock pulse में ये क्या 1 क्या होगा? यहाँ आएगा. First वाला जो ये 1 है D0 suppose. First clock pulse में this 1 is at this point. Second clock pulse में your D0 is this point. Third clock pulse में your D0 will be get at this point. And fourth clock pulse में your D0 will be at this point. और एक एक डेटा शिफ्ट करेगा साइमल्टेनियसली. एक एक क्या होगा? इन होगा. एट फोर्थ क्लॉक पल्स में at this point you are getting 0, here it is 1, here it is 1, and here it is 1. Means all the data is in the flip flop in the fourth clock pulse, and at that time you are getting the output here 0, 1, 1, and 1. Okay. So after all the data in, then next clock pulse you will get the all data simultaneously out from the output pin. Clear it is? It is very easy. Same here, clock pulses are common. You provide the clock pulse, same clock pulse to all flip flop simultaneously. Clear? Serial in parallel out. It is very easy. I think it is diagram is clear to all of you, and the topic is also very much easy. Just you have to draw the diagram and explain how the data is in the flip flop and out in the flip flop. Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next is parallel in serial out. Okay, okay. Next is parallel in serial out. For parallel in serial out, you can see here the data is suppose this 4 flip flops are there. Data is here A, B, C, D. These are the data. Here, this shift and load, these points are used for storing the data and shifting the data. When there is 0, when there is 0, at that time, here you are getting 1. These two lines are used to shifting and loading purpose of data. When here 0, it is used for loading the data, and when this is 1, it is used for shifting the data. यहाँ पे देखो लोड के ऊपर बार है, बार माने वो 0 पे काम करता है, शिफ्ट पे कोई बार नहीं है, तो इट इज वर्क फॉर द 1. क्लियर? बार माने 0 पे काम करेगा, और जो बार नहीं है माने वो 1 पे इनेबल होगा, एक्टिव होगा, वर्क करेगा. ओके, तो हियर फॉर द लोडिंग ऑपरेशन, व्हेन देयर इज 0, at this point you are getting 1. So here 1 माने, you can see here this gate, here it is 1. This gate, here it is 1. And this gate, here it is 1. Okay. And when it is 0, माने here it is 0. Here it is 0. At this point it is 0. At this point it is 0. Clear? So when it is 0, here the output is what? Output of G4 is? Anyone? Paran? If for the AND gate, one input is 0, output is
0.
0. अगर AND गेट का एक इनपुट 0 हो गया, तब ये 0 रहेगा तो भी 0 होगा, 1 रहेगा तो भी 0 होगा. Multiply with 0, 0. And here for the G1, it is connected to 1. So here the output is what? 1 into this B. So this B means what? Your data, it is either 0 or 1. तो अगर डेटा 0 होगा तो 0 into 1, 0. अगर डेटा 1 होगा तो 1 into 1, 1. So here when it is connected to this point, here across this you are getting the data. Clear or not? When this is 0, जब ये 0 हो रहा है उस केस में हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. इसको थोड़ा ये कर दो, 1 हटा दे रहा हूं. We are discussing only the load condition first. So when for the load it is 0, here it is 1 and here it is 0. So for the 0, this G4 is 0. Same, this G5 point is connected to 0. G5 output is what? Output of G5?
0.
0.
Yes. Output of G2?
C.
C.
आउटपुट ऑफ G2 इज C. इसका एक पॉइंट जो है 1 से कनेक्टेड है और दूसरा इनपुट जो है C से कनेक्टेड है. तो योर आउटपुट इज 1 into C, where C is either 0 or 1. So across the G2 you are getting your input data. Same for G6. One input is connected to 0. This is 0. For G3, it is connected to data and 1. Your output is data. Clear? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है.
Yes.
अब देखो दिस इज OR गेट. ठीक है, OR गेट है. तो OR गेट में ये क्या है? 0 plus B. योर आउटपुट इज B, माने योर डेटा.
B.
अगर B 0 होगा तो ये 0 होगा, अगर ये 1 होगा तो 1 होगा. ओके, तो हियर योर फ्रॉम दिस D terminal, from the input terminal, your data is loaded in the flip-flop. Okay, same here, it is OR gate, here C. So your data is loaded in this flip-flop. Same here, it is D, means your data is loaded in the flip-flop. So for the 0, when this input is 0, your data is load in the all flip flop. Is it okay or not? जब यहाँ पे 0 रह रहा है, your data is load in the all flip flop. Clear हो? Yes, no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes.
तो 0 पे सारा डेटा इसमें फ्लिप फ्लॉप में लोड हो गया. ठीक है. अब हम लोग नेक्स्ट जो है डेटा आउटपुट चाहिए ना, सीरियली आउटपुट चाहिए. तो फॉर दैट दिस इज शिफ्टेड टू 1. दिस इनपुट विल बी 1. तो मैं इसको चेंज कर रहा हूं. वेट करूं या चेंज करूं फॉर द 1? you'd like to note something or is it okay? देख लो. If you want to note down something, then you can note down, or otherwise I will continue. Farhan,
Sir, লিখছি, sir.
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, আমি ওয়েট করে নিচ্ছি. I'm waiting for 2 minutes. Can note down. ডায়াগ্রামটা মনে থাকলে you can explain by your own. There is nothing to रटने वाला इसमें कुछ नहीं है. Just you have to understand. You can explain by your own. হয়ে গেলে বলো.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay. Now I will change. Control Z করে রিভার্স করে দিই. After the loading operation, next is we want to get the all data across the output. So for that, here we take the 1. Okay. Now when it is 1, here you are getting what? Follow? 0. 1 not get से पास हो रहा, आउटपुट 0. यहाँ क्या होगा? 1 होगा. ये तो सेम है. Clear? Yes, no? माने this
Yes, sir.
point is 0, this point is 1, this point is 1. तो G3 का ये पॉइंट 1 हो गया, G2 का ये 0 हो गया. Same your G3, this point is 0, and G6, this point is 1. Okay. Now you can see your this data, your G1 output is what? G1 output is 1 input is 0 here. So output is 0.
0.
1 input is 0. So output is 0. Same your G2 is output is G2 output 0. यहाँ पे एक इनपुट 0 हो गया तो आउटपुट 0. अरे 0 into C 0. फिर 0 एक इनपुट for the
0.
G3. Here it is 0. Okay.
0.
For G4, G4 के लिए क्या हो रहा है? For G4, it is 1 and your the other input is connected to output of previous click. So here it is Q4, QA. ठीक है? So here the output of OR gate is what? QA. Clear or not? 0 plus QA. Here input is QA. So 1 into QA. Here it is QA. माने अगर QA 0 रहेगा तो यहाँ 0, QA 1 रहेगा तो यहाँ 1. Clear or not? This is QA.
Yes, sir.
One line is 1. So output is 1 into this. This is 0. So 0, this is 0. OR gate. So 0 plus QA. Output is QA. Is it okay? Clear? Next, same. Here it is QB. For the next flip flop, here it is QB. So QB into 1, output is QB here. For this gate, for the output of OR gate is QB here. For this one, same here QC. Here QC. Output is here QC. Okay. So after loading the all data, then you put here 1. Then what? पहले क्या था? QA जो था यहाँ पे था. Next, जब 1 कर दिए तो क्या हो? This QA is shifting to this one. उसके and all bits are shifting by 1. QA यहाँ पे चला गया, QB यहाँ पे चला गया, QC यहाँ पे चला गया. Clear? So first, initially all inputs are loaded in the flip flop. Then you put here 1. Across the output, you are getting what? First clock pulse में, माने after the loading, then you provide the clock pulse. Then first you getting here D0. Next or D0 or suppose QD. Not here D0 है, suppose QD. उसके बाद क्या होगा? QD के बाद next again clock pulse. This is again shifted by 1. So first suppose you are getting D0, then suppose you are getting D1, then you are getting D2 and D3. So after providing the clock pulses, this all bits are shifted one by one. पहले बीट में ये मिलेगा यहाँ, सेकेंड में सेकेंड डेटा मिलेगा, थर्ड क्लॉक पल्स में you will get the next one, and fourth clock pulse में all bits you are getting across the. Is it okay? So when you put 1 here, these all bits are shifted by 1. पहला क्लॉक पल्स में QA यहाँ से यहाँ जाएगा, QB यहाँ से यहाँ जाएगा, QC यहाँ से यहाँ जाएगा. नेक्स्ट क्लॉक पल्स में ये QA यहाँ जाएगा, QB यहाँ जाएगा और QC आउट हो जाएगा. उसके बाद का क्लॉक पल्स में फिर यहाँ वाला यहाँ जाएगा, यहाँ जाएगा नेक्स्ट क्लॉक पल्स में. तो फाइनली आफ्टर द loading all pulses, then putting 1 here, 1 after other, you will get all the data across the output. Clear? 0 is used for loading the data and 1 is used for shifting the data and getting the output one by one. Is it okay? ज़्यादा टफ नहीं है. Yes, no?
স্যার এখানে D0 মানে QD আর এরকম তো?
হ্যাঁ D0 মানে QD, D1 মানে তোমার QC, D2 মানে তোমার QB, D3 মানে QA. এটাই QD, QC, QB and QA. Okay.
হ্যাঁ স্যার.
আচ্ছা, নেক্সট ইজ প্যারালাল ইন
স্যার
প্যারালাল। হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার এখন মানে লাইক ক্লক পালস 1 দেবো, লাইক দ্যাট হেল্পস টু শিফট দ্য, মানে ওটা কি শিফটিং এর জন্য ইউজ করে কিউবি কিউসি?
ক্লক পালস 1 দেওয়ার মানে হলো তুমি এক একটা ক্লক পালস, এই সার্কিটটা একটা ক্লক পালস দিলে একবার রান করবে, সেকেন্ড ক্লক পালস দিলে সেকেন্ড বার রান করবে, থার্ড ক্লক পালস দিলে থার্ড বার রান। দিস ক্লক পালস উইল ইউজ ফর এক্সিকিউটিং দ্য ফ্লিপ ফ্লপ। ঠিক তো?
ইয়েস স্যার।
ওকে, এক একটা, সাপোজ হিয়ার ইনপুট ইজ 0, এবার একটা ক্লক পালস দিলে তো ইউ আর গেটিং দ্য আউটপুট ফর দিস 0। ওকে, এবার সাপোজ নেক্সট ইউর ইনপুট ইজ 1, এবার সেকেন্ড ক্লক পালস দিলে you are getting the output for this one in next clock pulse. এক একটা clock pulse এক একটা এক একবার sub run করবে। So you are providing the clock pulse simultaneously, so these all runners run simultaneously. একটা clock pulse পেলে এটাও রান করছে as per this input, this will be run as per this input, this will be run as per this input, this will be run as per this input simultaneously. So when here it is 0, it is run and the data is loaded, and when it is 1, the data is shifted one by one. এক একটা shift করছে when it is 1. ঠিক? Yes,
স্যার
বলো।
স্যার তো যেটা আউটপুটটা মানে কিউসি কিউটা ওটা আসছে, মানে শিফটটা হচ্ছে কি করে, ওটা কি জাস্ট লাইক ওই সিসোর মতো মানে শিফট?
না না, যখন এখানে 1 হচ্ছে, এই গেটের এইখানে কিউএ হয়ে যাচ্ছে, কিউএ মানে এই দিস ইজ কিউএ, এবার এখানে কিউএ মানে এখানে কিউএ, মানে ইউর দিস কিউএ ইনপুট ইজ will be input to this one and you are getting the output as per, মানে যখন QA এখানে ইনপুট দিচ্ছ তো you will get the QA output here. তো this QA will be, আগে QA এখানে ছিল, এবার QA এখানে চলে আসছে, এবার এইখানে চলে আসছে, এক একটা বিট দিয়ে এখানে আসছে, তারপরে আউট হয়ে যাচ্ছে। ইনিশিয়ালি ইট ইজ লোডেড, ইনিশিয়ালি লোড হয়ে কি হচ্ছে, এখানে QA, এখানে QB, এখানে QC, এখানে QD ইনিশিয়ালি when data is loaded, তারপর এখানে 1 দিচ্ছি, your QD will be out, QD will be out and QC is shifted to this one, QB is shifted to this one and QA is shifted to this one. After loading the data, next clock pulse, this QD is out, this is shifted to this, this is shifted to this, this is shifted to this. Again next clock pulse, this QB is shifted to this one, QC is shifted to this one, QD is out. Again next clock pulse, QC is shifted to this one and QD will be, this will be out. তো এক একটা করে আউট হচ্ছে, এক একটা করে শিফট হচ্ছে। ক্লিয়ার? ফার্স্ট দিস
Yes, sir.
QD out, then QC out, then QB out, then QA out. You out the data, your data is out serially. তো আগে you will get the QA, তারপরে QB, then QB, QC, then QD. No, উল্টো হচ্ছে না। First your QD is out, then QC is
QD
out, then QB is out, then last QA is out. এই এক একটা করে শিফট হয়ে হয়ে লাস্ট এখান থেকে আউট হয়ে যাবে। ক্লিয়ার?
okay sir.
Can I proceed to next? Next topic is last. বেশি টাইম নেব না, very easy topic. Next is parallel in and parallel out. Data is in parallelly, data is out parallelly. Design is very easy. Preset clear সেই রকমই থাকবে. Preset and clear all is connected to VCC or 1. Here in this case, your A, B, C, D, these are the data. So data is in parallelly in the flip-flop and this Q is out. So data is out parallelly. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, your data. So data is in parallelly and data is out parallelly in this design. Clear? ठीक तो? Yes, no. Design is very simple. And topic is also very easy. Parallel in, parallel out. Data is in parallelly. You can see A, B, C, D all are in parallelly in the flip flop. And this Q1, Q2, Q3, these all are out parallelly. यहाँ पे PR और CR भी connect कर सकते हो. Your PR, CR, मैंने PR is, this is PR. These all are connected to VCC as previously. Same here, CR, CR. I think the function of PR and CR is clear to all of you. And these all are also connected, PR, CR with VCC for the normal operation. Clear it is? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
এটা সরাবো ফারহান? I will, হ্যাঁ বলো।
আচ্ছা কিছু বলছিলেন স্যার?
I will share you the notes from this topic. এই পেজগুলো দেখো দুটো ফাইলে আছে। এই সেকেন্ড ফাইলে জাস্ট দুটো প্যারালাল ইন সিরিয়াল আউট, আর এই ফাইল থেকে ফার্স্ট দুটো দেখবে। ফার্স্ট টু টপিক মানে serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, you will see from this PDF. And next two points, parallel in, serial out, parallel in, parallel out, you will see from this PDF. Both I will share with you. You can follow it. Is it okay?
Yes, sir, absolutely fine.
Okay, just wait for a second. अच्छा पहले I will stop the recording here.